So it's finished Brighton 0, Wolves 0. I don't think that's a good result. I think we'd all have taken at the start, being honest as Wolves fans. I think 0-0, draw away from home, particularly on Monday night as well. Brighton's never an easy place to go. A lot of people have said that. Either Brighton away or Newcastle away, probably the most difficult places to go at the moment. So I'm really happy with the point there. The performance was really good. A few key points to go through as always. First things first, I think the first 15 minutes we pressed really well as a team. We knew Brighton would get the ball away, potentially in difficult areas, and we pressed that. They got away with it a few times, but they were playing out from the back a lot. It's obviously their style of play, but we took the initiative early on. Thought we'll try and get the ball back in those areas, so that was really good. Thought we were really organised defensively at the back today compared to if you think back to the Brentford game last week. Some of the goals we gave away at Brentford were so poor, based on our own mistakes. Some of those, or two of the goals were anyway. We were so much more solid today. We just looked more organised. Everyone in the back line looked best today defensively, so it was really, really good. I'll get more onto that in a minute. Neto, so good on the counter against A. It's like he's almost never been away. I know sometimes he's come back from injury before and he's taken a long time to get back into the game and into the team. He hasn't really done that this year. He's really looked straight into this injury, so that's really good. I'm really impressed. And again, another 90 minutes, pretty much 88 minutes in the tank for him. Again, and he probably should have got a goal, at least an assist today. Kuna was good today as well. Second half particularly, grew into the game. What I like about Kuna is he always drives past players, always positive. What's his key problem is sometimes he misses the key positioning for him. He should be stood in the right areas, or he should be gambling on things. He misses that natural striker's instinct. And he probably should have a goal when Neto squared that one across. All he had to do is gamble on the back post there. And like I said, if you watched on BT when Jermaine Genius said his touch let him down when he went past the keeper, that was poor as well. I don't know why he didn't go cut into the pitch. He's right. If he goes across the pitch there, it takes not many times I agree with Jermaine Genius, but worst thing you do, and the keepers take him down there if he cuts across him, and he gives him much better angles to try and score. So that's what he misses. That's why I think we are missing a striker as well. I think we had another striker on the pitch. Or even if we had Hwang, he might have been some better position today for that. So Kuna is a good player, but he's never going to be the number 9 striker, I think, for us. That's not really his game. Dawson back in the middle today, the back three. That's not a coincidence that our performance improved in the whole back line. So much more composure. There's so many headers, so many blocks that you got today. What I really like is when the ball broke in the middle area of the big back three, the centre of the back three, it was Dawson, it was Totti, it was Kilman. They all bunched in really close together, give the attackers no space. There's so many times where they blocked out the attackers in those areas. It was so good. That was when they're closing down. That's normally the hardest bit to defend when the ball's bobbing around your penalty area, but they closed it out really well. Semedo, again, such a good performance. Semedo's such a player that spits fans on this channel saying that, I'm not sure, he doesn't do enough going forward. Defensively, he was class today. There was one tackle where João Pedro ran through and he comes back, blocks it, last-ditch tackle. So good, those 1v1 defending. I remember when he first joined Wolves, he used to get caught out by the ball, come across the box and he'd get caught underneath the ball and miss his headers and stuff. He doesn't do that anymore. He hasn't done that for a long time. He's so consistent now. I'm a really massive fan of Semedo. I think so many are as well. The only thing we missed out, I think we missed out Nouri up at left back. Though he didn't do too bad, particularly defensively. Obviously, he's never as good as attacking as always like Nouri is, and he doesn't bring as much balance. And obviously, Hwang, I think maybe for those positions he might have been circling those sort of areas to get a goal or tap in or something. So hopefully, when those come back eventually, it'll be I'll boost even further. But again, final last point I want to talk about is Tommy Doyle. Again, there's three games in the bounce now. He's putting consistent performances for a player who's very much trying to find his feet in the Premier League and in the Wolves team. He's looking really comfortable now. He's always available on the ball. He was giving some shocking passes today by some of his teammates. He took the ball well, managed to move it along. All he does is move the ball, moves it really quick. That's all his job is. And he moves that, does it so well. And he's got a good passing range as well. So, big fan of Tommy Doyle at the moment. He's got to keep doing what he's doing and just keep performing. Because when João Gomez comes back, it's not guaranteed that João Gomez will get back in the squad at the moment. But really, really, really positive from a lot of the boys there. Obviously, big one on Sunday, the return of the Black Country Derby. It's always a dodgy one, particularly the Hawthorns. We haven't won there in my lifetime since 1996. So it's really going to be an interesting game, that. But we own one, I think. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. We're on ITV, for the ones that can't get there. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Really, really good point away at Brighton today. It was a good run out for the lads to really weather their storm to start off with for the first 15 minutes. I think once we'd weathered them for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, we could really start to grow into the game, and I think we did today. I thought we were brilliant from all game, really. I thought, especially defensively today, I can't fault any of them. Maybe our distribution from the back was a bit poor at times, giving them the ball straight back in the first half especially. But when for the little attacks that they did have, we defended really, really well. We could have played another half an hour and I still don't think they'd have scored a goal. It's a shame that we couldn't find that goal to win the game. I mean, we've had chances. Cooney's had one right on the start of the second half, and I mean, he's got to do better taking it round Steele. It's a massive opportunity missed, unfortunately, but I'm not going to focus on that too much today. Gary O'Neill went with a game plan, and by God did the lads stand by it, and that is one thing that I am really, really happy to see about this football team at the moment, is the manager is telling them to do things and they are doing it. I haven't quite felt this connection before. I just feel like even last season, towards the end of it with Lopetegui, I've just felt we muddled through games. We got the goal and we just tried to defend. Today, we defended and didn't look like conceding, or, you know, we even looked like we could win the game at times. I know that we didn't have a lot of the ball. It's gonna happen. You're away from home. You're against a Brighton team that pop it about beautifully. But when we did have the ball, we looked threatening. Neto, fantastic going forward. I mean, if he's fully fit for Sunday and you know, we can get some of the other lads firing, I think we're in for a good day. Tommy Doyle, big shout out to him tonight. He was unreal. He was everywhere alongside Lamina. I really like that partnership, but I like Joe Gomez as well. So yeah, it was a really, really good, well, hard fought point today away at Brighton. Not really much we could say about it because there wasn't many key points in terms of goals and we didn't concede any, so I'll probably leave it at that. On to Sunday. Oh wow. A lot of fans today didn't even want this game. You know, a lot of them had said, "Oh yeah, I don't mind what the score is or whatever," because of Sunday, what is happening Sunday. We've got to go there and be on our best because they will punish us. It's a derby. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be loud. We're going to be against it at times. You know, we've got to go there and really show our quality. It would have been nice to get a goal or two today just to get yourself in the swing of that. But I think going there and defending so well will help that as well. So yeah, on to Sunday against that shit wank team, and we move. We keep climbing the table, and we'll hopefully progress in the cup as well. So yeah, cheers from me on, boys. I'm on the Wolves.
That is an excellent point that you will take all day long. I thought from minute one we were tactically correct. Obviously, we shipped 6 goals last season under Lopetegui, and I thought Gary O'Neill really showed tonight his tactical nous. Really intelligent setup, just set up to defend and hit him on the break. I think with the personnel that we had, we created a lot of chances where we could have scored goals. Mainly the Cunha chance with 10 minutes or so to go, where he should just be taking that round the goalkeeper pretty easily and tapping it into an empty net. And that's where you see that he's just not a natural number 9 who's got that goal-scoring instinct. He's an elite ball carrier, but someone like Hwang or probably even Nathan Fraser will go around the keeper and score that. Well, Neto probably would as well. He's probably one of the only players on the pitch who doesn't have that composure. So unfortunately, it's sort of an unfortunate 0-0, but in the end, you're never gonna be unhappy with 0-0 away at the Amex, especially after last season. I thought Neto was absolutely brilliant on his return to the starting 11. I don't really have any more superlatives for how great a player he is. Just tactically intelligent, fits into any system, can play on both sides and cut in, dangerous down the wing and whipping the ball across the face of goal as well. And we should have scored one of those as well if Cunha wants to gamble to the back post. Cunha could have had a hat-trick tonight if he was just that little bit more tactically intelligent, a little bit more of a fox in the box type. I think Che Adams probably would have had a hat-trick tonight. I thought, in particular, the defence was absolutely fantastic. They kept whipping balls into the box, and Kilman and Semedo especially, very, very good. Also, Dawson is going to be a 7 or 8 out of 10 every week. So, a special mention just to Kilman and Semedo for lumping balls out of the box over and over again. And Lamina, of course, is fantastic. I thought Tommy Doyle also has played really well in João Gomez's absence. I thought we were going to miss him a lot more than we have. And Tommy Doyle actually just offers that little bit more going forward. Really keeps it ticking. So he's a tidy little player as well that we should definitely be taking the option up on if we haven't already, which I'm sure we have. But it's a great option to have in those games where we need to pick a pass a little bit more. Or if we want to play on the counter and want to play those long balls, I think he's got the qualities to do that. So for me, I'm really happy with the balance of the team. I think we are lacking a little bit of depth in some places, obviously notably striker. Everyone knows that need. But in other places, especially midfield, Boubacar Traore away on AFCON, he comes back. He's a tidy little player as well, can do a majority of the roles in midfield because we only play 2 in midfield at the moment. So we have subtle but good depth there, and wing back is maybe a little bit of a need, but Hugo Bueno is ample cover. I think all in all, just a striker, and we're like probably our squad with the confidence that it has at the moment can push for the European places. We've competed with one of the best attacking teams in the league tonight, and we've managed to keep them out. So it's a huge improvement from last season, and you have to say it's probably all down to Gary O'Neill. He's instilled confidence in the players. The system's great, tactically very intelligent. I couldn't be happier, really. I'm really excited for the second half of the season. Obviously, Sunday is a huge game. I can't wait to go. It's gonna be a great weekend. But I'm also past that and past the cup run. I'm also just looking forward to the rest of the Premier League, which is something that I couldn't say in the last couple of years because it was like watching paint dry at points. But I'm actually just excited, and I've got the connection back with the team again. Which is something that we've been missing over the last couple of years, as I've just said. So it's good to have the Wolves that I know back from what we've experienced over the last couple of seasons with European football and that. And it feels like we are on that upwards trajectory again, rather than the relegation that everyone was tipping at the start of the season. So yeah, on to Sunday. I hope the result is what everyone really wants, because if not, then you're not going to hear from a lot of us for a while.
Same guys, he's finished Wolves 0, Brighton 0. And that probably sounds like it would probably be a bit of a boring game. But it's quite interesting. It was like a chess match, really, like 2 tacticians doing, all they can to better their opponent. And I think it was one of them where it was an earned draw for both teams. Like, Wolves were really, resilient, really good in the air again, just clearing everything that came at them. And Brighton are a really good side. I lost count of how many times I looked at Brighton today and went, bloody hell, they're good. They are really, really, really good. Play the ball so fast and so accurate with their passes, and everything just seemed to just glue to them as well. Like really good team to watch. So fair play to you Brighton fans. If anyone is watching, you've got a cracking team and you should do really well, I reckon, this season. But in terms of Wolves, I thought you could tell what the game plan was from straight away, and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that we got so beat by them last time, 6-0, and those sort of results, they sort of stick in the players' minds, I'd say, especially Sarr. He's coming onto there thinking, bloody hell, if I get plummeted 6-0 again, I'm going to be a laughing stock. And he was called to a few times, but what was really good is he didn't really need to do a lot, did he, Saar? You know, defenders did a really good job. I think Semedo today was absolutely amazing. And Doc to his own right, but when Semedo cut in a few times and just helped out his centre-backs, like, he just shows just how good he is as a defender. Like, really, really, really pleased with our defence in general today. I like just marshalled that back five so well against a team that, honestly, man, they're so dangerous, and just to think that, you know, we got away with a 0-0, you know, away at a team that fucking demolished us last time, and I honestly think that's a really good point earned. And anyone who thinks that's 2 points dropped just doesn't know what football is, do they? Come on. That's a huge point for me, I think. A huge clean sheet as well, you know. I think I was looking at our goal difference just after the game, and it's really, really good. If you look at our goal difference compared to everyone underneath us, we're doing really well, you know, not conceding too many and scoring plenty as well. He's got us playing in a really confident manner, and I just love how the players are so, you know, they don't mind, you know, doing the not so attacking stuff and sitting back, and, you know, sometimes, yeah, okay, you part the buzz and whatever and you get laughed off, don't you? But when he's done well, and I think, you know, we hit him on the counter a few times. I thought Neto, if he was that little bit more fit, I think he scores today, or at least assists. There was just a few times where he sort of started walking about a bit, and I think like he was just trying to save his energy for a bit of counter attacking, and maybe that was, you know, Gary O'Neill's plan all along. You know, stick him on the halfway line and try and beat him as they press us and stuff. And Neto's a good player like that. You know, he'll do that. And I think Cunha was the same as well. There was a few times in the game, I thought, in the first half where the Craig Pawson just completely lost the game for me. Like, just making just silly fouls. Like, and there was one in particular I thought, I know everyone's going to talk about it, and Neto just makes a clear run down the left, and you know, he's only got a few players to aim at, and I think he's thinking Cunha's exactly where he aims the ball at, and the only reason Cunha's not where he is because he's completely been, you know, clotheslined in the middle, and you're just thinking, all right, fair play, like, you know, you got to at least give a foul, and there's no foul given, and okay, maybe they played advantage, and that's what I thought at first. I thought, oh, you know, they've played advantage, but then nothing comes of it, and then there's no yellow, and I just feel like, all right, fair enough, it was a bit annoying, but then not long after that, just before half time, Cunha gets a yellow card for a very similar sort of offence, which was very, very soft, and Cunha lost it, and a lot of the boys did as well. And that could have been one of them where, under a different manager, a little bit more of a hot-headed manager, a bit like a Lopetegui or a Bruno Lage, or even a Nuno, really, you could tell he came over to that line and Cunha wanted to complain to Gary, and you could just see Gary calmed him down. And I think coming in at half time, you know, he's one of those managers that just, he can just distinguish these little fires that build in our players' heads, and we've been guilty of a lot of red cards and some, you know, like very close second yellows. So and I think sometimes we have got some players that really like to bitch back at the ref and officials and everything. And I think Gary O'Neill's a really good testament of of having a cool head, and because if we lost a player today for that derby, like, they're never going to live that down, are they? Do you know what I mean? So I'm really happy overall. We got a point away at Amex, where it's always been a bit of a bogey team, and also one of those teams that tend to humiliate us a little bit, and we never really let that happen today. So I'm really happy with the point, and yeah, I'm just buzzing for this next game. I know that, you know, it's not, we shouldn't be really talking about a derby over on a chat after a game away at Brighton, but oh my goodness me, you can't not, can you, man? Like, it's one of them where you look at this game and I don't think many people really cared that much. So a point, you know, still a little bit of unbeaten record going away against the wonderful West Bromwich Albion, who, you know, they don't look too bad at the moment, so it's going to be a bit of a tough one. I can't go there, unfortunately, but I am going to watch it on TV through my fingers like this, I think, for most of it. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for having us on. Hope you're all good and that. Overall buzzing with a point away, to be fair. Could have been one of those games that ruined a bit of a streak that we've got and left a bit of a sour taste, and made the Albion game a bit of a test, really. So yeah, very good, really resilient. If I had to give someone a man of a match today, I'd probably give it to Semedo. But I tell you what, again, I know this is going on a little bit long, but we've got to talk. We've got to talk about Tommy Doyle. Lamina had a bit of a game today where didn't look quite match sharp for me. He had some good moments, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't quite up to the level that Doyle was today. Doyle today, right, arguably at some points just calmed us down so much in the transitions, to a point where without him, and we've got Gomez there, I don't know, man. Is that, I don't know whether those transitions even happen. I think we'd sit back a lot more, and I don't think we'd have had as many chances as we did today without Doyle. So mentions to Doyle, but like I say, Semedo today, unreal. Man of the match, Semedo. Yeah, guys, thanks for having us on, and I'll see you later.